The world of witchcraft and wizardry seen across the Harry Potter movies was packed with incredible three-dimensional characters whose stories continued well after the credits rolled. Based on the original book series by J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter was a global phenomenon that's beloved by countless fantasy fans around the world. While not everything known about the future lives of major Harry Potter characters could be considered official canon, Rowling's insights and the extended media around Harry Potter mean we can paint a clear picture of the students' and faculty's lives beyond the Battle of Hogwarts. The Harry Potter film series is among the most successful franchises of all time, so it's no surprise that viewers have remained fascinated by these films all these years later. With an upcoming HBO TV adaptation of the books set to allow us to relive the magic all over again, there's never been a better time to look back on what the characters got up to in their later years. From death-defying occupations fighting fugitive Death Eaters to beloved characters settling down and starting a family, lots happened following the conclusion of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2. 14. The Dursleys. Harry's horrid foster family. As the first Muggles ever seen in Harry Potter, the Dursley family consists of Harry's horrid uncle, aunt, and cousin, Vernon, Petunia, and Dudley. While this trio was forced into hiding in the lead-up to the Battle of Hogwarts, they had developed a reluctant respect for Harry over the years, yet they still maintained a deep distrust of all magic-related things. After the war, Dudley had 2 Muggle children, and while little else is known about the family in their later years, Harry was said to be on Christmas card terms with the family and visited Dudley's family occasionally, Dolores Umbridge, the most sadistic Hogwarts teacher. Except for perhaps Lord Voldemort himself, few characters in the Harry Potter universe were more sadistic, mean-spirited, and downright rotten than Dolores Umbridge. As a tyrannical teacher who spent her time abusing her students, after the Second Wizarding War, she was sentenced to Azkaban for her crimes against Muggleborns. While Umbridge attempted to escape with Death Eaters during her trial, she was recaptured, had her wand destroyed, and lived out the rest of her life behind bars. 12. Minerva McGonagall. Hogwarts Transfiguration Professor. Professor Minerva McGonagall was an essential figure in the Wizarding Wars and the fight against Voldemort. Following her brave participation in the Battle of Hogwarts, McGonagall took over Albus Dumbledore's old position and became the headmistress of Hogwarts. It was under her guidance that the school was at last reopened and a new crop of witches and wizards were able to learn the ways of the wizarding world. Headmistress McGonagall fulfilled this role as new students, such as Albus Severus Potter, were enrolled as recently as 2017. 11. Arthur and Molly Weasley. 2 noble wizards. Arthur and Molly Weasley were introduced as the kind-hearted parents of Ron in Harry Potter, but as the series went on, they became essential figures in the fight against the Death Eaters. With Arthur as a participant in the Battle of the Seven Potters and Molly as the witch who killed Bellatrix Lestrange, the couple's later life consists of growing old at the Burrow and spending time with their 12 grandchildren. Arthur returned to his old job at the Misuse of Muggle Artifacts office before working his way up to becoming a head of department at the Ministry. 10. Lucius Malfoy. A despicable Death Eater. As the corrupt father of Draco Malfoy, Lucius represented everything awful about pure-blooded wizards who believed themselves superior to everyone else. As a follower of Lord Voldemort, it was only after the Dark Lord returned that Lucius could see just how detrimental his rule would be, and he, Narcissa, and Malfoy defected from the Death Eaters and were pardoned for their crimes. Lucius managed to avoid serving time in Azkaban and was conscious not to pass on his misguided pure-blooded beliefs to his grandson, Scorpius Malfoy. 9. Draco Malfoy. Harry's Hogwarts rival. Draco Malfoy was the self-important Slytherin who harbored a deep dislike for Harry Potter and eventually took on his parents' pure-blooded philosophies to become a Death Eater and aligned himself with Voldemort. After the horrors of the Battle of Hogwarts, Malfoy was forever changed, and he married Astoria Greengrass. With more tolerant viewpoints on wizards of all descriptions, Malfoy and Astoria raised their son Scorpius with better values than they had, and he turned out to be much kinder and more empathetic than Malfoy ever was growing up. George Weasley. A twin alone. It's sad to think of the later life of George Weasley, as he no longer had his identical twin brother by his side. As a duo who were practically always seen together, following Fred's death in the Battle of Hogwarts, George got married to Angelina Johnson and named their son Fred in honor of his brother. George continued to run Weasley's Wizard Wheezes to great success, making him the bane of many professors but beloved by mischievous students across the world of witchcraft and wizardry. 7. Rubeus Hagrid. Keeper of Keys and Grounds of Hogwarts. Rubeus Hagrid offered Harry Potter's first insight into his heritage as a wizard and continued as a friend, mentor, and father figure to the boy throughout his time at Hogwarts. Following Harry's apparent death in the Battle of Hogwarts, it was Hagrid who carried his body back to the castle. In his later life, Hagrid continued working at Hogwarts, and although he appeared to have a romantic connection with the giantess Madame Maxim, the pair never married.